Speaking of LeBron James, last week, he, along with the LA Lakers teammates, decided to wear shirts honoring the victims of the Thousand Oaks shooting, including Tamara's niece, Elena Housley. The players wore the victims' names on their back with the word enough on the front. LeBron, regarding the tragedy, said, quote, "It's just very troubling times for everyone. You know, as parents, how can you be comfortable sending your kids to school or send them to church or send them to the movies or send them to the mall? People are able to just go and buy guns and do things with them, and innocent lives are being taken." So, Jemele, I know you've been very vocal about athletes using their platforms and their voices to try to make a difference. What did you think of this statement?
Well, this is just on cue and on par with who LeBron James has evolved to be. I think about where he was when he entered this league at 17, 18 years old,
Right.
and how he's been able to leverage his voice, his platform, to basically open up, I think, a new era for a lot of professional athletes. There was a time where they were a little bit reluctant to speak up because I do tend to think that athletes follow whoever is that athlete of that generation. So a lot of athletes followed the Michael Jordan blueprint, which was to stay apolitical, make a lot of money, become a global brand. Now LeBron is showing them that you can have so much ownership of your story, of who you are and what you believe in, and still make the money. And so now... And so by him speaking out on this, just like a few years ago when him and other NBA players, they wore the Eric Garner I Can't Breathe shirts.
Right.
They also, when he was with a member of the Miami Heat, they wore the hoodies because of Trayvon Martin's murder. So this is just in line with who LeBron is, and it's great for the NBA when your best player happens to be your most vocal leader because the NBA has no choice but to follow suit.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree.
So great.
Yeah.
So great.
I really agree with you. I don't think that artists and athletes have to mix their politics, but I respect them when they do. Because, first of all, I don't want to think that artists aren't influenced by real issues that we hear in the world, you know, or we see in the world, and athletes play a certain way because of what's going on out here. But I think it's also, it makes them turn into a... I look at them differently when they stand and speak out their politics, because when you speak out, you're becoming brave because you run the risk of alienating some of your fans who don't agree with you. And that's when you say, I want you to follow me. I don't want you to just follow me because of what I do. I want you to stand with me for what I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
That's a different thing.
Yeah. Well, you know, I have a question, though. It's like, it just seems different between the NBA and the NFL. What happened with the NFL?
Money. To be honest, the NBA players, much, you know, LeBron James included, they have a lot more financial leverage and a bigger financial stake. The contracts in the NBA are guaranteed. So you can, if you hear about their politics and don't like them, it doesn't matter, direct deposit's still kicking in, right?
Okay.
Oh, wow.
With the NFL players, they do not have guaranteed contracts. Now, they'll get a certain amount of guaranteed money, but because the owners have such financial leverage, that is also used to suppress them and suppress their voices.
Wow.
It's the way football is also marketed. Notice that they market football as a value sport, right? That this is about faith and family and football. So it's just a different dynamic. Look at the NBA fan base. Like, they expect these players to be authentic and real. It's an individual sport. And they like it when guys show edge. They like it when guys color a little bit outside the lines. But football itself has always been about suppressing individuality for conformity. So that's why it just feels so much different.